Gully has such a weird haircut. Welcome back, everybody, to Battle Angel Gully. Ugh. In the last episode, I was fighting Jashugan here. So I'm going to start this episode off with the fight that we lost in the last episode. If you missed it, I got my butt kicked. Ugh, man, look at that throw. But this time I was victorious. So Gully is still kind of trapped in the computer simulation, I guess I'll say, where she's fighting Jashugan here. But it's kind of interesting as like a mentor, you know, and somebody that she really looks up to, you know, by fighting him and remembering she's able to break out of the system. This illusion that Nova has her trapped under. So Nova is surprised here. Nanto! The power of the gods! Megami no Chikara. He's surprised that she could break out of the simulation. But of course, Bigot is here, who's in charge of the Toon program, if you remember, and he's telling Gully that she can't kill Nova now because, you know, he's been asked specially to come back to Zalem because of his genius, if you remember. But of course, Gully doesn't care. You know, she's gonna kill him. But before he dies, Gully's got one request left. She wants to know what is the secret of the people of Zalem. It's a secret, you remember, that Ito wrote in a letter to her. Bigot, remember, is also talking here. He's a third party, but he's talking through the, you know, communicator or whatever. And he's like, what? The secret of the people of Zalem? What's that? I guess Zalemites? So Gully asks him before she shoots him to reveal whatever that secret is. The same secret that he revealed to Ito. And the reason Ito erased his memories because of learning of that secret. The ultimate secret. So Nova's like, alright. Pulls out a blade. Puts it up to his head. And Nova just laughs. Take a look, and you will see. Man, that is gross. So he basically cut the top of his head off. And Gully says, it's empty. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, there is no brain. He actually has no brain inside. There is a small computer chip attached there in the center. So this episode is going to be a little bit of storytelling. But this is an important part of the story, which actually kind of throws some of the other stuff in a loophole. So when people are 19 years old in Zalem, they have an initiation, quote-unquote initiation. And during that initiation, which nobody really knows what goes on because it's in a private room, the machines remove the brain of the person and create a copy, a perfect duplicate of the brain patterns, and they call the chip an MIB. So they replace the brain with a computer chip called MIB. So this shocks Bigot. Remember, Bigot is listening in Zalem, and he's also a Zalemite. But apparently Nova's okay with this after learning the truth. That's probably why he left Zalem. Bigot doesn't believe it, thinks it's a foolish talk. And here's Bigot. Uso da! Ore no! My brain! My head! Inside my head! It's empty! Uso da! Uso da! I can't believe it! Ah, ha, ha, yeah, ha, ha, ha. Brain ga nayo! I have no brain! Sorry, I just love that dialogue from him. So basically, Bigot goes crazy there, and Nova just laughs. Yeah, ha, ha, ha. This is the usual reaction. You know, people that find out the truth about that they actually have no brain. So everybody in Zalem, when they're 19 years old, goes through this initiation. And of course, while Nova was talking, he took the advantage to escape. And we can't shoot through this shield here. But yeah, this is an important part of the story, in that you wonder why this happens in Zalem, and it's because the computer chip, instead of the brain, can be regulated. So the people all have a limiter on there. So limiter on emotions. I'm gonna have to fight this guy. So you've got a limit like on anger. A limit on, lust, and a limit on some of those human emotions. Ugh. Stop it. That cause, chaos. I'm like having a deep conversation here, and this big fat man's trying to punch me. But by limiting the emotions of the people of Zalem, limiting their anger and their temper and that sort of thing, they can sort of have a utopia, which is sort of the point. Zalem is supposed to be the ultimate utopia, where everything's peaceful and happy. And the reason why it can be maintained that way is because all the citizens have no brains, and their brain is just imprinted onto a computer chip, and the computer chip is regulated. Now, who ordered and set up this system, we don't know yet. But when Ito found this out, instead of going insane, which a lot of people, when they realize they have no brain, it basically causes them to go insane, he chose to have his memories wiped. If you remember when we met Ito previously, his memories were all gone. And it's because he learned the truth. He also, is a member of Zalem, and so he doesn't have an actual human brain either, but a computer chip that has all the memories and everything, a duplicate of his brain. So in a way, Ito was pretty smart. Rather than going insane and causing intense trauma, he chose to have his memory wiped, which is easy to do with a computer chip because it's a computer chip. You can just have your memory erased like an actual computer. So I'm going to go after Nova here in the game, and he told me that to the left was Dekiman and to the right is where I need to go. So he's kind of guiding me to wherever Nova escaped to. But yeah, Bigot is pretty much gone at this point. Finding out that he doesn't have a brain in Zalem, it caused him trauma, and he went crazy. And probably committed suicide or something. I'm not sure how traumatic that would actually be if you realized you had no brain and you thought you were like a person this whole time, but your brain was a computer chip the entire time. Trippy. And these guys... I'm just gonna long range... Having a really hard time dodging that. There we go. Doesn't do too much damage, but kind of hard to get close to those guys. So yeah, this is a major plot point of the whole Battle Angel, sort of storyline. It's the secret of the people of Zalem. Now, if only Yugo had known the truth, I'm pretty sure he would have not been interested in going to Zalem at all. But that's why it's kept as a super dark secret, because if the people of Zalem knew, there would be chaos. Total and utter chaos. But yeah, apparently Nova, being a mad scientist already and partly crazy, he was able to, find this secret and not lose his mind, but maybe he partially lost his mind. So I'm looking to the right and the left here. Chaos directed me to go through the door, but I'm just going to look that door there. But I'm just going to look to the left and right real quick, see what there is to see. Nothing, huh? Okay. Just want to be sure. Gotta get my exploration done. So yeah, it's interesting because, Gully is one of the few characters in this game that still has a normal human brain. Pretty much all the members of Zalem do not. I guess Koyomi does. So in a way, it's better to be here on Earth instead of up in Zalem. This is like the only place where you can be more human. Gully is more and more human-like than anybody else. Come on, open. Okay, there's still an enemy in this room, probably. It's like the doors don't open unless you kill all the enemies. Ugh, I meant to pull out my weapon there. It's like I'm just standing there and he kicks me in the face. Ugh, stop jumping around. Stay down. Of course, doors won't open unless you kill all enemies. Once you kill all enemies, then doors will open. Game logic. Oh my goodness, one of these red samurai guys. Oh my goodness, there's two of them. Oh yeah, grabbed him in the neck and zapped him to death. Come on. Man, that move is powerful. Okay, that wasn't so bad. I had some trouble with these guys earlier. They're pretty dangerous enemies. This place is full of enemies. So Chaos, we release him from the bed. He's back at the control room, guiding Gully through the maze here. Told me I should go left, huh? Well, okay then. Oh-ho. Here's the elevator. Chaos is saying that's the elevator that goes to the central core. The generator room. Where where Nova is hiding. Like a mouse or a rat. Like the little rat that he is. Oh, okay. Enemies there. I'm just looking to see what's to the right and the left here real quick. Just to see if there's any treasure chests that I can open and hear the bum 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 sound effect. But so far that hasn't happened in this game. Yeah, one of these days I'll find a treasure chest in this game. And then I'll be able to open the chest and Gully will, have an item floating above her head in her hands with a smile on her face. I can hear that happy treasure jingle. Okay, we had a long dialogue there. Long conversation going down the elevator. Chaos is warning Gully that Nova's probably got some more traps set up. Oh, hey, another Deki man. How convenient. These guys are everywhere. Gully, that's the door. Watch out. There's probably traps. Yeah, it's like Nova definitely should not be underestimated. Oh, it's Irai, that female assistant of Nova and his lover. Whoa, she's Oisashiburi, Gali-chan. Been a long time. It's been 10 years. Remember, we had that 10-year gap. Just gotta remind people. It's been 10 years, and yeah, she became SM girl in those 10 years, it looks like. What's with that arrow on her forehead? Sausage onna! Gully just called her a sausage girl. That's a great nickname. I'm gonna use that from now on. Irai is pretty pissed off. Whoa! So she's got like the cutter skill that Makaku had, only it's a plasma version. And a plasma shield. Okay, this might be tough. Not sure what I think of her bondage outfit though, but hey, her weapon appropriately it fits her bondage attire there. Like I can't break through her blocking very well. Whoa, that was a serious throw. Okay, as always happens in this game with the boss fights, I usually lose the first one because I'm not sure what to expect. So let's try this again. Alright everybody, I'm back fighting her. This is about the fourth, I guess? Fourth time I fought her. Getting the hang of it here a bit better. Just kick her to finish her off. I kind of feel bad beating up on sexy robo girls, but yeah. She's like, I cannot die. It's impossible. Yeah, you exploded. There's a lot more bosses in this game than I thought. Alright, we are headed to the generator room here, hopefully. Now that I've taken out Nova's minions. What does that say? Dynamo room. Welcome to the Dynamo room. Sounds like an exciting good time, right? So once again, Chaos is warning us there are traps, probably knowing him. Gully just laughs. She says, the way I am now, there's no way he can stop me. I am super ticked off. I'm going to destroy Nova no matter what. No matter what traps, things he leaves. You know, what obstacles he puts in my way. Gonna take him down. I doubt he's gonna go so easily, I'm sure. As kind of the ultimate villain of this game and the story, I think. Or one of the ultimate villains, I suppose. I doubt he'll go down so easily. Kuso, mataka. Suddenly we can't move. Oh man, so Nova is still hacked into, the tuned network, which is Gully's, full body. And since he has it hacked, he just stopped her body's movements. So Gully basically can't move. And this time he is going to reinsert her into the Uroboros simulation like we did before there with Jashugan, but he himself, Nova, is going to go into the simulation as well. So he's going to go in there with his 3D VR headset and mess with Gully in the computer simulation. So Chaos is going to do the same thing here. Some pretty long dialogues here, but I'm just summarizing. Chaos is going to use his psychometry ability and do the same gesture as his father and put on a VR headset, and we're all going to go into the virtual world that's in the Uroboros computer simulation. And of course, Chaos is going to try to rescue Gully, and Nova is trying to mess with her. I don't know if I mentioned it, but Nova is super interested in Gully. It should be obvious by now, but he's interested in because of her full brain and how she's kept her humanity and her fighting abilities and her past and that sort of thing. All is very interesting, and so he wants Gully as his plaything, pretty much his experiment. As a mad scientist, Nova wants Gully as his toy. So that's why he's going to all these great lengths. So apparently now he's messing with Gully's data links and whatnot to try to reset her memory. Yeah, this would probably make me pretty sick. I love Nova's laughing. If only Nova was in the anime. Dameda. She's disappearing. Everything's going black. Now, this is a really important part of the game. And the story, actually. The game and the manga, of course. Remember, the game is straight up telling the manga story, basically. This is straight up the comic book. Playing the comic book as a video game. So, Gully's like, I don't understand. What am I doing here? She can't remember. What was it that I was doing here? Who am I? So he's like kind of messed with her memories, but so she wakes up. Nova. Look at you. Boy, what a jerk. Still his laughing is hilarious. So basically he sort of reset, Gully's sort of story here, her own personal story basically, to the point where she was found in the scrapyard as just body parts. And from this point on, Nova's going to try to rework her memories. But remember, Gully has a real human brain, so good luck actually erasing real memories from a real brain, So Nova's kind of doing the, he's like, I found you in the junkyard, brought you here, to fix you all up. Basically, he's playing the role of Ido Sensei almost. Reworking Gully's story. but he's putting himself into the story by using his VR headset, hoping this time she can't break out of the simulation. Gully's like, who is this? This person. この人、怖い. This person is scary. Yeah, so a slightly different reaction here than, when we had Ito. Oh, here's Ito. So, of course, Ito's, alive and normal. And he's going to come in like, oh, but it's like this time Ito is the assistant, almost. Kind of a reversed role play. Nova's like, yes, I found her in the scrapyard. Ito, I cannot believe it. Amazing. The brain is intact and fully functioning. So, what do you suppose we should do with this girl, Ito? Remember, he's controlling, the whole thing. So this Ito is very different. We should make her like a beautiful young lady. She can live in peace and happiness. That's a good idea. That's what I was thinking. Isn't that good? You're not going to be scrapped. Aren't you glad? Gully's like, this person I feel more comfortable with. She's talking to, Ito, of course. So they're like, oh, we should give her a name. And set her up with a nice body. So before that, a name is necessary. Nova, Alita. Alita ta douyu? Ito-kun. And there it is, everybody. Alita. That is the official appearance of the name Alita. それでいいや. So, if anybody was wondering where the name Alita came from Battle Angel Alita, here it is. Nova is giving her the name Alita. And of course, this is to, confuse and fool her. So for this episode, I guess I'll have to call her Alita, because here in the simulation, everybody's calling her Alita. And why am I dressed as Aerith Gainsborough from Final Fantasy VII? I do not know. She's even got the little ribbon in the back of her hair. So yeah, Nova has sort of written himself into the story here. And we're calling her Alita. So yeah, the name Alita was actually not, made up by some American when this was imported. The name Alita is actually, in the manga and in the story, but it's used in a little bit different context. Nova names her Alita just for the simulation here. And of course, when we fight our way and get out of here, we'll get our name Gully back. But in the English release of Battle Angel, this whole story part is reversed. Originally she's named Alita, and then in the English manga, Nova renames her Gully. So she gets named Gully in this simulation scene, and then she goes back to being Alita. So it's reversed. So here's the cat. Which shouldn't be alive, technically. If you remember, Ito named Gully after his cat. And so the cat's name is Gully. So what's interesting in this whole dream sequence, Alita Gully, who is now named Alita, is going to be following the cat, Gully, around. So it's very symbolic, sort of following Gully to where all her memories were. So the cat was a little injured, got into a fight and ran away there. Remember, Ito's cat shouldn't be around because the cat died before Gully came into the world. So Ito asks, Alita, can you go after Gully and bring her home so I can treat her? She doesn't like her, medicine when she gets hurt in her injuries. So we are going to go chasing after the cat, Gully. So now as Alita, this is so weird. As Alita, we are going to chase after the cat named Gully. But yeah, really all they did was just reverse those names for the English release. And if we look up into the sky, of course, you remember in the very beginning of the game, Zalim was there floating in the sky, but now it's empty. This is so weird. Oh, look at that. She's officially been renamed Alita. Yeah, it's kind of weird being back at the very beginning of the game. And all my stuff is unequipped. I still have my tuned gun, but I can't equip it. I don't think I'm going to be getting into any fights, but hey. See, this is really weird, being back at the very beginning of the game. But yeah, for the simulation purposes, her name has been altered to Alita now. But it's like, telling a lie, changing her name to Alita, and then they have to alter the cat's name. So in the English release, the cat's name is Alita instead of Gully. I mean, who names their cat Alita? So, and then that has to be reversed, and then her code name G1, Gully 1, has to be changed to A1 because they renamed her Alita. And then the simulation, when he says A1, it needs to be G1, and then GR2, the Gully Replica 2, has to be AR2, Alita Replica 2. And so it's like, when you tell a lie, you have to have another lie to cover the lie. And then it gets more and more confusing. And it's just like they had to do an entire rewrite. So if anybody knows me and watches my videos, I'm a purist. I hate when companies do a name change because all it does is cause confusion. And just messes stuff up. Fans in different countries are like, I don't know what you're talking about. That's, so-and-so, her name is Rain, not Refill Sensei. But yeah, her real name is Refill, for example, Tales of Symphonia, not Rain. But yeah, because of reversing the names, Gully and Alita, it just causes confusion. And then, of course, they have to be reversed in the manga as well. But for this part of the story, her actual name is Alita. And the name Alita is created by Nova himself. So it's official. The name Alita appears in the Japanese version. So it is not an American-made name. I know I originally thought that. I thought the name Alita was, made up by the American distributor companies. They just made the name up. And I was reading because Gully didn't sound very feminine, so they gave her the name Alita instead, Battle Angel Alita. But the name Alita officially appears here in the game and the Japanese manga. It's just a reverse situation. So the name Alita was not made up by an American company or the importers, but is an official name in the game. Thanks to Papa Nova here. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and take a break, guys. And in the next episode, when we come back, we're going to go down memory lane here as Gully, or Alita here, tries to regain her memories and get out of this computer simulation. So it's going to be pretty interesting. Going to be pretty cool. So hope to see you all in the next episode. Thanks for watching, We'll see you then. Golly, come back.